Imagine if your mouth could speak English as naturally as your thoughts. Right now, it's like a small engine, silent, waiting, and full of untapped potential. Most people focus on grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary, thinking that's all it takes to speak fluently. But here's the truth. Your mouth needs training just like your brain. Without practice, your words stumble, your sentences feel awkward, and your confidence falters. What if you could change that? What if every word you spoke flowed smoothly, clearly, and confidently? That's exactly what this video will teach you. Step by step, you'll learn how to wake up your mouth, strengthen your speaking muscles, and train your tongue and lips to move naturally in English. Each exercise builds on the last, and by the end of this guide, you'll know precisely how to speak English fluently every single day. Your mouth is waiting to unlock its full power. Today, we'll make it move, speak, and shine. Fluency isn't a dream. It's a habit, a routine, and a skill you can train. Stick with me, and by the 9th step, speaking English will feel effortless, confident, and natural. Step 1. Wake up your mouth muscles. Most students don't realize that speaking English is not only a mental activity, it is also a physical one. Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, even the small muscles inside your mouth all work together to create every sound you speak. These muscles must move in a very specific way to produce clear English sounds. But if you do not move them regularly, they become slow, stiff, and unprepared. This is why, when many students try to speak, they feel their mouth is tight, their words come out slowly, and their pronunciation feels difficult. They think it is a vocabulary problem or a grammar problem, but often it is simply a muscle problem. Your mouth needs practice. Your mouth needs movement. Your mouth needs a warm-up before you start speaking. That is why the first and most powerful step in training your mouth to talk is to wake up your mouth muscles every single day. Just like athletes warm up their bodies before running, you must warm up your speaking muscles before talking. When your mouth muscles are active, flexible, and ready, speaking becomes smoother, easier, and more confident. Start with very simple warm-ups. Move your lips up and down slowly, then move them side to side. Make your mouth big, then small. Try opening your mouth wide as if you are surprised, then relax it gently. Exaggerate your mouth movements so your muscles stretch fully. Touch your upper lip with your lower lip. Then reverse it. Move your tongue in wide circles inside your mouth. Push your tongue to the left cheek, then to the right cheek. Try raising your eyebrows and your cheeks while speaking silently. It wakes up the muscles around your face that help with pronunciation. These small actions may look funny, but they prepare your mouth to speak clearly and smoothly. When your mouth is warmed up, everything becomes easier. Words flow out naturally. You don't stumble over sounds. You don't hesitate before speaking. You don't get stuck on difficult pronunciation. Instead, your mouth moves freely and confidently. Your tongue becomes faster. Your lips respond more quickly. Your jaw opens comfortably. Warm-up exercises make your mouth more flexible, helping you produce English sounds that may not exist in your native language. Remember this: your mouth is like an athlete. It cannot perform well without preparation. Just as an athlete needs stretches before a race, your mouth needs warm-ups before speaking. If you wake up your mouth muscles every day, your pronunciation will improve, your fluency will grow, and your confidence will rise. A strong speaking habit begins with a strong warm-up. Wake up your mouth, and it will help you speak clearly, powerfully, and beautifully. Step 2. Master pronunciation of individual sounds. Before you can speak full sentences smoothly and confidently, you must first master the basic building blocks of English, the individual sounds. Many students make the mistake of jumping directly into sentences without training their mouth to produce the sounds correctly. But English has sounds that do not exist in many languages, and if your tongue, lips, and jaw are not trained to make these sounds properly, your pronunciation will always feel difficult. You may understand everything in your mind, but your mouth will not be able to express it clearly. That is why mastering individual sounds is one of the most important steps in learning to speak natural, confident English. Start by focusing on the essential and often challenging sounds. One of the most important is the th sound, found in words like think, thank, this, and those. Many learners replace this sound with yo tt, dd, or e-chi because their language may not include th-chi. To produce it correctly, gently place your tongue between your teeth and blow air out for the soft th-chi in think, or vibrate your voice for the strong th-chi in this. Practice slowly until your tongue learns the movement. Next, work on the difference between V and W. These two sounds create confusion for many students. For V, your top teeth should touch your bottom lip lightly, and your voice should vibrate. For W, your lips should form a small circle, and your teeth should not touch your lips. Practice minimal pairs like vest-west, vine-wine, very wary, and feel the difference clearly. Another important pair is RR and LL. These sounds require different tongue positions. For RR, curl your tongue slightly upward without touching the top of your mouth. For LL, your tongue should touch the ridge behind your upper teeth. Practice pairs like rice slice, light right, and long wrong, slowly and repeatedly until the difference becomes natural. You must also train your mouth to pronounce ending sounds clearly, especially T, D, D, K, and S. Many learners drop these sounds, which changes the meaning of words. For example, cat is different from cap, bad is different from bat, and walk is different from wall. Ending sounds are small, but they are powerful. They make your speech clearer and more professional. Finally, pay attention to long and short vowel differences such as ship versus sheep, sit versus seat, full versus fool. Your mouth must learn the exact position and length of each vowel to avoid confusion. Practice each sound slowly, clearly, and repeatedly. Do it daily, even if only for a few minutes. When you master these individual sounds, everything becomes easier. Words become sharper. Sentences become clearer. You stop blending sounds. You stop guessing. You start speaking accurately, confidently, and naturally. A strong speaker is someone who respects the power of a single sound. When you master sounds, you master speech. Step 3. Train your mouth with chunk practice. Fluency in English does not come from memorizing long vocabulary lists or repeating single words again and again. Fluency comes from practicing chunks, small groups of words that your mouth can say quickly, smoothly, and automatically. A chunk is a natural combination of words that English speakers use all the time. When you use chunks, you sound more fluent, more confident, and more natural. Chunks help you speak without thinking too much because they store ready-made phrases inside your brain and your mouth. Instead of building sentences word by word, you use connected pieces of language that flow naturally. Chunks are powerful because your brain loves patterns. When you practice chunks, your brain does not need to create new sentences every time you speak. It simply selects a familiar pattern, and your mouth follows it automatically. This is why native speakers sound fast. They are not thinking of every word individually. They are using groups of words that come to their tongue effortlessly. You can train your mouth to do the same. Start with simple, high-frequency chunks that you can use in daily conversation. For example, I want to, can you please? I think that. The reason is because, in my opinion, I'm not sure, but let me explain. I'll try to. It depends on. Practice these chunks aloud, slowly and clearly at first. Then increase your speed. Feel your mouth moving smoothly from one word to the next. Do not pause between words. Do not separate them. Train your mouth to say each chunk as if it is one single unit. This builds fluency faster than anything else. Chunk practice is the bridge between single words and full natural sentences. Single words help you learn vocabulary. Full sentences help you express ideas. But chunks help you move from one to the other without hesitation. When your mouth knows chunks, you do not freeze. You do not panic. You do not search for words. You begin speaking immediately because you already have the rhythm and structure ready in your mind. Chunks also reduce fear and increase confidence. Many learners feel nervous when speaking because they worry about grammar or sentence structure. But when you use chunks, grammar becomes easier because the structure is already built inside the phrase. You simply add small details to complete your idea. This makes speaking feel lighter and more enjoyable. If you train chunks daily, your mouth will begin to learn the rhythm, speed, and flow of English naturally. You will stop speaking word by word and start speaking in smooth lines. Your fluency will rise. Your confidence will grow. Your conversations will become faster and more natural. Chunk practice is the secret that transforms learners into confident speakers. Step 4. Read aloud every day. Slow, clear, and strong. Reading aloud is one of the most powerful, effective, and underrated exercises for training your mouth to talk confidently in English. When you read aloud, you are not just reading words from a page. You are practicing pronunciation, rhythm, clarity, breathing, tone, and confidence all at the same time. It is a complete workout for your mouth, your voice, and your brain. Many students read silently and wonder why their speaking does not improve. But silent reading trains your eyes, not your mouth. If you want to speak well, your mouth must move. Your voice must practice. Your tongue must learn the patterns of English. That is why reading aloud is such a powerful tool. Start by choosing simple texts. Do not worry about difficult vocabulary or complex grammar. Your goal is not to show how smart you are. Your goal is to train your mouth. Read slowly and clearly. Give every word the attention it deserves. Make your mouth exaggerate the sounds. Feel your tongue shaping every consonant. Feel your lips forming every vowel. Listen carefully to your voice as you speak. Ask yourself, is it clear? Is it strong? Is it smooth? If a sentence sounds rough or unclear, repeat it until it becomes natural. Repetition is not a sign of weakness. Repetition is a sign of discipline. When you read aloud, you also train your breathing. Good speakers do not rush. They know when to pause and when to continue. Reading aloud teaches you this natural flow. It strengthens your voice, helps you project your words, and gives you control over your speaking speed. Over time, your reading voice becomes confident, and that confidence moves into your real conversations. Reading aloud also prepares your mouth for real-life speaking situations. It teaches your mouth exactly how English should feel when spoken correctly. It builds strong pronunciation habits. Your muscles learn the correct positions for sounds. Your tongue learns how to move smoothly from one word to the next. Your mouth starts to remember patterns automatically. This is called muscle memory, and it is the foundation of fluent speaking. If you read aloud for just 5 minutes every day, your speaking will improve faster than you expect. You will notice your voice becoming stronger. You will feel your mouth becoming smarter. You will hear your speech becoming more controlled and more natural. Even if you are shy, reading aloud gives you a safe space to practice without fear. It allows you to build your voice step by step. A fluent speaker is not someone who knows everything. A fluent speaker is someone who trains consistently. 5 minutes of reading aloud every day can transform your speaking ability. Your confidence will grow. Your clarity will improve. Your fluency will rise. And slowly, your mouth will learn to speak English with strength and beauty. Step 5. Shadow native speakers. Daily shadowing is one of the most powerful techniques for training your mouth, your voice, and your brain to speak English naturally and fluently. Many students struggle to speak confidently because their mouth is not used to the speed, rhythm, and tone of native speakers. Shadowing solves this problem. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and speaking at the same time with them, copying their pronunciation, pace, and intonation. It may feel strange at first, but it is one of the fastest ways to train your mouth to move like a native speaker. When you shadow daily, your ears, tongue, lips, and brain all work together, and your speaking improves in ways that traditional practice cannot achieve. To start shadowing, choose short videos, audio clips, or recordings that are clear and easy to follow. Ideally, pick content that is between 30 seconds to 1 minute long. Listen to the clip once to understand the meaning and tone. Don't worry about translating every word or understanding every phrase. The goal is to imitate how it sounds, not to memorize vocabulary or grammar rules. After listening, play the clip again and begin to speak along with the speaker, trying to match every word, rhythm, and tone as closely as possible. Your mouth should move continuously. Your tongue should follow the same patterns. Your voice should rise and fall with the original speaker. This is not about perfection. It is about training your muscles and your brain to speak naturally. Do not pause. Do not stop to correct mistakes. Do not focus on grammar or vocabulary. The key is continuous practice, even if you make errors. The errors will fade over time as your mouth and brain get used to producing the correct sounds and rhythm. Shadowing trains your mouth to produce sounds faster and more accurately, builds your intonation patterns, and strengthens your speaking confidence. Your voice begins to sound more natural, your sentences flow smoothly, and your speech gradually loses its hesitation and stiffness. One of the most important benefits of shadowing is that it combines listening and speaking simultaneously. Listening alone trains your ear, and speaking alone trains your mouth. Shadowing does both at the same time, creating a connection between what you hear and what you say. Your brain begins to predict the next sound. Your tongue learns the correct positions, and your voice learns natural stress and pitch patterns. This trains your mouth to speak automatically, without overthinking, which is the true mark of fluency. When practiced daily, shadowing transforms your speaking ability. You will notice that your words come faster. Your pronunciation becomes clearer. Your rhythm becomes natural. Your confidence grows because your mouth is trained to move exactly how native speakers move. Shadowing is not a temporary trick. It is a long-term method that builds lasting fluency. A few minutes of daily shadowing can make a dramatic difference, turning hesitant learners into smooth, confident, and natural English speakers. Shadow your way every day, and your mouth will learn to talk like a native. Your voice will become strong, your sentences will flow effortlessly, and speaking English will start to feel natural, easy, and enjoyable. Step 6. Practice daily. 2-minute speeches. If you truly want your mouth to speak English confidently, you must train it to talk continuously. Many learners focus on individual words or short sentences, but real fluency comes from being able to speak for a sustained period without stopping. This is where the exercise of daily 2-minute speeches becomes a game changer. 2 minutes may not sound like a long time, but for your mouth, tongue, and brain, it is a powerful challenge. When you speak continuously, your muscles get stronger, your mind learns to think in English, and your confidence grows with every passing second. To begin, choose a simple topic. The topic does not have to be complicated. It can be something you know well, such as your favorite food, a hobby, your day, or a movie you recently watched. The key is to start speaking immediately. Set a timer for 2 minutes and begin speaking. The timer is essential because it gives you a clear boundary, pushes you to keep going, and helps your mouth get used to continuous movement. During these 2 minutes, do not stop. Do not worry about grammar mistakes. Do not correct yourself. Do not overthink the words you choose. The goal is simple. Speak, and keep speaking. When you speak for 2 minutes straight, you are teaching your mouth and your brain to work together under pressure. Your brain must think quickly in English, and your mouth must keep up with your thoughts. At first, it may feel difficult. You may stumble, pause, or run out of words. This is natural. Every fluent speaker has faced the same challenge. The key is to continue without stopping. Over time, your brain will learn to generate ideas faster, your mouth will move more smoothly, and your voice will stay active throughout the speech. Daily 2-minute speeches also help eliminate fear. Many learners hesitate because they are afraid of making mistakes or sounding unnatural. By practicing in a safe environment, you train your mouth and mind to focus on communication rather than perfection. This freedom allows words to flow naturally. It increases the rhythm and flow of your sentences. It strengthens the muscles you use for speaking, making your mouth faster, more flexible, and more confident. The longer you speak, the more your voice gains strength, and the easier it becomes to continue talking without interruption. The most important principle of this exercise is continuity, not perfection. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are not creating a perfect speech. You are training your mouth to move, your voice to stay active, and your mind to think in English. Even if your speech feels simple or repetitive, the practice matters. With consistent daily practice, these 2 minutes become easier and more natural. Gradually, you will be able to speak longer, faster, and more fluently. Your confidence will grow, your fear will fade, and your English will begin to flow effortlessly. Start today. Commit to 2 minutes every day, and watch how your speaking transforms. Your mouth will become strong, your thoughts will become clear, and your voice will finally speak with power and confidence. Step 7. Train your mouth to speak with emotion. Many learners of English make a common mistake without even realizing it. They speak without emotion. Their voice is flat, their expressions are weak, and their tone is monotone. While they may know the words perfectly and understand grammar, their speech sounds robotic and uninteresting. Speaking without emotion is not only boring for listeners, but it also makes the act of speaking more difficult for the speaker. When your mouth is not fully engaged, your tongue, lips, and jaw do not move as freely. Your voice lacks energy, your sentences lack rhythm, and your words lose their power. This is why training your mouth to speak with emotion is an essential step in building natural, confident, and expressive English. Emotion is like fuel for your mouth. It activates your muscles, increases energy, and improves clarity. When you speak with emotion, your mouth opens wider, your tongue moves more freely, and your lips form sounds more accurately. Your sentences begin to flow naturally, and your voice becomes lively and engaging. Emotion also helps your brain connect with your words. You are not just speaking English mechanically, you are expressing ideas, feelings, and thoughts. Your speech becomes memorable and impactful. This is the difference between a speaker who simply talks and a speaker who inspires, motivates, or connects with others. To practice, start by experimenting with different tones and emotions. Speak the same sentence in multiple ways: excited, happy, motivated, serious, calm, or surprised. For example, if you are saying, "I am learning English," first say it with excitement. Feel the energy in your mouth, tongue, and voice. Then say it happily, with a smile, letting your lips and facial muscles express joy. Next, say it in a serious tone, focusing on clarity and weight in your words. Repeat the sentence in each tone until your mouth and voice can adapt naturally. Notice how different emotions change the way your mouth moves and how your voice sounds. Adding emotion also makes your English feel alive. Words no longer remain just letters and sounds. They carry meaning, feeling, and intention. Your voice becomes interesting, your speaking more engaging, and your listener more connected. Emotion teaches your mouth to move dynamically, adjusting to the rhythm and energy of the message you want to convey. Over time, your mouth will naturally open wider, your tongue will move more fluidly, and your speech will no longer sound mechanical. Training your mouth with emotion transforms your speaking from robotic to powerful. It makes English not only easier to pronounce, but also enjoyable to say. Your voice becomes expressive, confident, and persuasive. When you speak with emotion, your audience feels it, and more importantly, your mouth learns to move naturally, allowing you to speak fluently and with power. Consistent practice in this step will make every word you speak carry energy, meaning, and life, turning simple sentences into strong, impactful communication. Start practicing today and watch how your mouth and voice change. Your speech will become more alive, your confidence will grow, and your English will finally sound as vibrant as you are. Step 8. Repeat your weak sentences until they are easy. Every learner of English has sentences that feel difficult. Some sentences may have sounds that your tongue struggles to produce. Others may include long or unfamiliar words that slow you down. Some sentences have rhythms or stress patterns that make them tricky to pronounce smoothly. These sentences can make you feel frustrated, nervous, or even embarrassed when you try to speak. Many learners make the mistake of avoiding these sentences entirely. They skip over them or focus only on sentences they already know. This is a big mistake. Avoidance slows progress. True improvement comes from facing your weak sentences directly and training your mouth to handle them naturally. The key to overcoming difficult sentences is repetition. Start by choosing a sentence that you find challenging. Say it slowly, clearly, and deliberately. Focus on each sound, each word, and each stress. Listen to how your mouth moves and how your tongue positions itself. Repeat the sentence multiple times until it begins to feel familiar. Then repeat it again, gradually increasing your speed. Every repetition strengthens your mouth muscles and trains your brain to coordinate with your mouth. Over time, the sentence that once felt impossible will become effortless. Repetition builds mastery. Each time you repeat a sentence, your brain stores the correct pattern, and your mouth learns the precise movements required to produce it naturally. Repetition builds speed. At first, you may stumble over certain words or sounds, but as you continue, your mouth moves faster, and your voice flows more smoothly. Repetition builds confidence. You stop fearing these sentences. You stop hesitating. What once felt intimidating becomes routine. Your mouth begins to remember these movements automatically, allowing you to speak without overthinking. It is important to repeat these sentences daily. Consistent practice ensures that your progress is steady and lasting. Even 5 or 10 minutes per day focused on your weak sentences will produce noticeable results. Over time, you will see a transformation. Sentences that used to block your speaking will no longer feel challenging. Your pronunciation will become sharper. Your rhythm will improve. Your fluency will increase. You will feel more confident speaking English in any situation because your mouth has trained itself to handle difficulties. Remember, your mouth learns through practice, not theory. You can read about pronunciation rules or watch videos, but your mouth will only improve if you physically move it. Each repetition is like a small workout for your speaking muscles. The more you repeat, the stronger your mouth becomes, and the easier it is to produce sounds and sentences naturally. What once caused fear will become comfortable. What once felt unnatural will become second nature. By repeating your weak sentences until they are easy, you are building a foundation for confident, fluent, and expressive speaking. Do not rush. Do not give up. Face your challenges, repeat, and master them. This simple, consistent practice will transform your English speaking ability, making your speech smooth, accurate, and effortless. Step 9. Build a daily speaking routine. The final step in training your mouth to speak English confidently and fluently is building a daily speaking routine. This step is the most important because all the skills you have learned in the previous steps, warming up your mouth, mastering sounds, practicing chunks, reading aloud, shadowing, speaking continuously, adding emotion, and repeating weak sentences, will only produce lasting results if practiced consistently. Fluency is not something that happens overnight. It is not a gift that some people are born with. Fluency is a habit, a discipline, and a daily choice. Your mouth, tongue, and brain must practice every single day, even if it is just for a short time. Waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, or waiting for the perfect moment will delay your progress. The key is consistency. To create a routine, start by breaking down your practice into manageable steps that train every aspect of speaking. Begin with a 2-minute warm-up for your mouth muscles. Move your lips, stretch your jaw, and roll your tongue. This prepares your mouth to speak comfortably and clearly. Follow this with 3 minutes of sound practice, focusing on challenging sounds or individual phonemes that you want to improve. Pronounce each sound slowly and clearly, repeating until your mouth feels confident and flexible. Next, spend 5 minutes reading aloud from a text or passage. Reading aloud trains your mouth to move naturally, helps your tongue remember word patterns, and improves your voice, rhythm, and clarity. Then dedicate 5 minutes to shadowing native speakers, copying their pronunciation, intonation, and pace. This step trains your ears, your mouth, and your brain simultaneously, helping your speech sound smooth and natural. Finally, finish with 2 minutes of free speaking on a simple topic. This allows your mouth to apply everything you have practiced in a continuous, flowing speech. During this time, do not stop to correct mistakes. Speak freely and confidently. This entire routine takes just 15 to 20 minutes, yet its impact is enormous. Daily repetition strengthens your speaking muscles, trains your brain to think in English, and builds fluency that feels effortless. When you follow this routine every day, your mouth learns to move automatically. Your voice becomes controlled. Your sentences flow without hesitation. Your confidence grows steadily, and speaking English no longer feels like a struggle. Remember, fluency is built on daily practice, not occasional effort. Even if you can only spare a few minutes each day, the habit matters more than perfection. By training your mouth consistently, you develop a natural rhythm, muscle memory, and speaking confidence that lasts a lifetime. Your mouth becomes strong, your voice becomes fluent, and your speech becomes automatic. In the end, the most successful speakers are not those who practice sporadically. They are the ones who choose to train their mouth every day, without fail. Make this routine your daily habit, and your English speaking will transform. What once seemed difficult will become easy. What once felt slow will become smooth. And speaking will become a natural, confident, and enjoyable part of your life. Consistency is the secret. Build your daily routine, follow it faithfully, and watch yourself become a fluent, powerful, and confident English speaker. Final words from your teacher. My dear students, I want you to take a deep breath and understand something very important. You already have the ability inside you. You already possess the voice, the intelligence, and the desire to improve. Everything you need to speak English confidently and fluently is within you. What separates successful speakers from others is consistency, discipline, and dedication. It is not luck or talent. It is the daily practice, the small steps, and the habits you build over time. Every exercise you have learned, the mouth warm-ups, the sound practice, reading aloud, shadowing, chunk training, and 2-minute speeches, works because it activates your natural ability. You just need to trust the process and commit to it every single day. Train your mouth to talk. Train it every day. Train it with focus, passion, and confidence. Make speaking English a part of your daily routine. Do not worry about mistakes. Do not worry about speed. Keep going. Keep practicing. Remember the tips and steps we discussed here, and let them guide you. And for more motivation, tips, and practical exercises to help you become a fluent English speaker, you can always visit my YouTube channel, English Achieve Students Hub, where I share step-by-step guidance and techniques to improve your English speaking naturally. One day, all of your practice will pay off. You will open your mouth, and English will flow out smoothly, confidently, and beautifully. Your voice will sound strong. Your words will feel natural. In that moment, you will realize something life-changing. You did not just learn English, you trained yourself to speak powerfully, to express your thoughts with clarity, confidence, and energy. And that power will stay with you for the rest of your life. You now have the tools, the knowledge, and the habit to succeed. Use them every day, and your English will transform just as you are meant to.